Hello, welcome everyone with another episode of The Good Word with yours truly, Mr. Frederick, coming right back at you. All right, guys, got a good one for you today. I'm going to get right into it. Let's see here. Okay, today we are going to talk about don't let your past dictate your future. Okay, don't let your past dictate your future. All right, let's get right into it, guys. So what do I mean by that? You might say, Mr. Frederick, what do you mean? Well, it's simple. When you live life, obviously the longer you live, the more past experiences you have, the more people you know, the more things you get over, the more trials and tribulations you go through, the more of a testimony you have. And unfortunately, for a lot of people, they cannot let those things go. They cannot let the past be there, okay, and let it go and move on to their future, because what happens is they get caught up in like a cycle. They get caught up in loops where it's like, oh, okay, this happened at that time, and they meet somebody new, and okay, this is going to happen with this person, and they start to almost self-prophesize. They start to get to the point where it's like it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You believe it's going to happen. You believe it's going to go wrong, and it does go wrong because you're doing the same things, because you have the same thought process. You're thinking you're dealing with the same person, and it all ends up the same. So for this particular reason, family, you have to let past stuff go. You got mercy, you got grace. Okay, great. Move on. You learned something. You went through it. Now it's time to go and face and deal with what you're dealing with right now. Because the more you look back, the more you won't notice what you have right in your face. It's just like that, family. You can't do both. It's the old scripture, Luke 9:62. Any man who puts his hand to the plow and looks back is not fit for the kingdom. It is written. You cannot go on and get the kingdom and the kingdom here on earth and in heaven if you keep looking back, because it's going to keep you trapped in a past version of yourself that did not see, could not do, and just was more ill-informed, less informed than what you are now. So honor yourself today by honor your past self by what you do today. That is how you honor yourself. And I'm going to do a video on that too later, guys. Later this week, more than likely. So I'm going to give you a few things that you want to learn, and this helps you in getting over your past and moving forward with your present and being successful in the beautiful gift that you have to be here, okay? One of those are selective empathy. For all my empathetic people out there, okay? You might say, oh, well, I'm being disloyal, or I deserted this person, or I want to hold on to these old bad relationships, these old bad connections, these old bad attachments that just weren't good, never were going to be good. And here's the thing. You have to learn selective empathy. Some people, yes, they deserve empathy. Some relationships deserve empathy. But you have to understand, by and large, if you have somebody in your past, it's in the past for a reason. Something went wrong, something about them, whatever happened, whether it was you, them, who cares? It didn't work, okay? That's all you need to focus on. You learn something from it, hopefully. Leave it in the past. Keep it moving. Because when you keep revisiting these old individuals and these old situations and having empathy for them and maybe wanting to have an idea of them being a better version of themselves, or possibly maybe they have become a better, who cares if they did? When they were with you, they didn't do that. Okay, maybe something else is in tow for them for the future. Maybe they have something else that they needed to learn that doesn't include you and your journey. So you let them learn that, and you learn what you learn. But honor it by moving on and understanding and accepting that whatever they didn't learn with you, hopefully they'll learn with someone else or somewhere else. But your time is up. You can't keep people in that slot, because while you have them in that slot, you can't let new people in that slot. People that deserve, that haven't done anything, that are good people. People that are going to see you the first time and know what you are. Or going to see you the first time and treat you correctly. Not someone who see you 5, 6, 7, 8 times. 20, 30 times, and they still just see a person they could take advantage of and abuse and disregard. And every time you forgive them, they continue to do the same thing because you're always there. But when you remove yourself, now they can get their karma and they'll learn. No, just because a person was giving me an opportunity to improve myself don't mean they were stupid. They knew I was, pretty much at the bottom of the barrel. They knew that. They just were hoping I would be better. But hope only lasts for so long. Okay? Hope only lasts for so long. Hope is for dopes. At a certain point, really, what are you showing me? So at some point I become, I look like an idiot if I keep expecting someone to do something that they've never done, never shown the will to do. They're not willing to even try to change. So that's why you let them people lose their slot and you move someone else in that slot. When they had you, they didn't act right. So don't feel bad. Selective empathy for the right people that appreciate it, not people that abuse it. Okay, so honor the old you. And you had to learn lessons, family. Understand, you had to learn some very important, pertinent lessons in life. And know that now you've learned those lessons. So since you've learned those lessons, now you can be blessed. Now you can move on to the next stage. Life is like stages. You get here, you learn this, okay, on to the next stage. Here, you learn this, on to the next, and so forth. You learn these lessons. No one should be stagnant in the same way throughout their whole life. If they're the same way, like the great Muhammad Ali said, family, he said, if a man sees the world the same way at 50 as he did at 20, it's a waste of 30 years. And that's facts. One of my idols, I always looked up to Muhammad Ali because he was a very intelligent man, period. For any time period. And courageous. And that is one of his greatest quotes, because if you haven't changed and grown and learned something, what were you here for? So a lot of people have learned, but they don't want to accept what they've learned. That is ignorance, okay? That's literally ignorance, and it's very dangerous. Also, you understand that you're on a winning season now. When you're in your winning season, think about family, think about sports, okay? Think about the Patriots were the last, or even the Kansas City Chiefs, the more recent championship run that they had. They might even still be in it. I'm not sure. I'm not going to say it's over, okay? For all my football fans out there, Patrick Mahomes and all those guys, who knows? When you're great, greatness has a way of I always tell you guys on this channel, cream always rises to the top. So when you're great at something, you can't be held down. It's just what it is. But you do still have a time period, just like Tom Brady had his time. And one of my favorites back in the day, in the 80s, you had Joe Montana, had his time. And so forth and so forth. You have a time period, even for your great ones, that you just can't lose. You're in your winning season. So you're in your winning season now. So the way you know you're in your winning season is you've been able to leave those individuals behind and those times behind. You put that past behind you. You see it for what it is. You take the lessons for what they are. And now you eat the meat, throw away the bone, and you use it for your winning season. See, part of the reason you weren't in your winning season in the past is because of what you were doing and who you were around. That's why you couldn't win. I'm going to keep it on sports, family. Let's think about LeBron James. Okay. Let's use LeBron James and basketball. Great analogy. He played in Cleveland for a long time. I guess he came in the league about 2003. And I believe he left finally 7 years later or so, came in as a teenager. And he was great then. Everyone knows he was great even back then. But he could not win. He couldn't win with that team, okay? That team was basically saying, we'll give you this guy, we'll give you that guy. No real superstar, but you do it. You put it all on your back, LeBron. Come on, we're witnesses. You're the chosen one. Okay, ironically enough. Now, the thing is he was great. Okay, he was chosen to be great. But even if you're chosen and even if you're great, if you don't have winners around you, everyone needs a compliment. complementary player. If Scottie Pippen is not with Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan does not have those rings. Facts. I don't care if you guys like Scottie or not. Whatever he's doing now, hey, none of my business. But these are facts. If Michael Jordan did not have Scottie Pippen, he doesn't have the rings. If LeBron did not have to leave to go to Miami to get with Dwayne Wade, he wouldn't have all his rings. You need to be around winners to win, family. You can't be around people who puts it all on you. Some people will say, hey, you're the guy, you're the champ, you're the scoring champ, you're the best on the team, you do it. Take the ball, you do it. I just want to sit back and watch. You don't need those players on your team, family. I'm going to do a video about that later on this week too. Talking about, you need a team to win. But you can't have someone on your team who does that, who pass you the ball and watch you. You got to have someone moving. You got to have someone cutting to the basket. You got to have someone trying to get the ball to, trying to shoot themselves. You got to have someone say, hey, I know you're tired. Hold my beer. I'm going to do it. And you need that to win, family. Don't be mistaken. No man is an island. You need assistance in order to win. All right. So understand that. Remember that. That's very important. You're in your winning season. And the reason why is because you're either doing it by yourself now, or you have someone there that wants to see you win, or someone who is just not trying to stop you from winning. All three works. Because sometimes, a person might not, no one has everything, family. But just the fact they're not doing things that are going to impede your progress. That's important. Because sometimes if you have an individual, they're called saboteurs. They see that you're great. They see you're chosen. And all their mission is from, their master or their father, which is who, the adversary. They're sent to just delay you being great, delay you doing what you want to do. They're sent to give you confusion, to give you just a huge distraction for your success and doing what you're supposed to do. So you have to be prayed up, family, to identify these individuals, because they'll come into your life, all your blessings will stop, and you won't know why. It's because of them, and they're working who they're working for. So understand, family, that don't go by how someone looks. Don't go by what they're offering you, whatever they're in your life for. Make you laugh. Go by that spirit. You will know by their fruits. Okay? All right. You know by their fruits. Remember that. All right, family. So you're in your winning season. Stay in your winning season. So do winning things with winning people. All right, guys. Also, you do now what you do because you can. Okay, family. A lot of people have had great careers, they've had great lives, and all of a sudden something abruptly came to a halt. Maybe they had an untimely demise or illness or whatever. They just couldn't do what they wanted to do anymore. So nothing lasts forever, family, okay? I don't care how great you are, I don't care what you're doing, what you're into, it won't last forever. But the key is that while you can, you do. If you can do it, do it. Don't ask why. Don't ask when is it going to stop. Don't worry about what happened. Now I can do it. I'm going to do it. And that's what you know, because before you know it, that time is going to be over. It's not going to last forever. It's going to be over. Finito. Gone. So remember that. Do because you can. A lot of people can't. You might have friends and colleagues that you've had over the years that have passed on, or maybe they just aren't in a position mentally, physically, whatever, what have you, to do the things that you're doing now. So appreciate what you can do now. Be grateful. Have gratitude at all times for your ability. And you're here for a reason. So do it. Don't just sit back and I'm going to do it later. I'm going to do it then. No. Your past is in the past. You got that. But now you're ready. Do it now. Just do it. How the Nike commercials say, just do it. Right now. Air Max, Jordan, Pegasus, Deion Sanders, Bo Jackson's, whatever classic Nike you want to think about. Just do it. Okay. All right, guys. So also, the past is done. Now you have the knowledge of self that you needed to learn from that past. And how did that help you? It helped you tremendously because, family, you need to know yourself before you can master anything else in the world. You need to master yourself. So a lot of people come from these dysfunctional homes. First thing they do is have kids, have babies, or hook up with somebody, get a mate because of the trauma that they're operating off of in what they come from. So that's all they know is trauma. That's all their body knows is trauma. That's all their mind, their emotions, all of this trauma. And so they might not even know it when they're 18, 19, but they're going out here getting in serious relationships, having kids, stuff that nowhere near prepared for. All right. And they're doing this because you don't have time to really get to know yourself. Because if you're coming from a traumatic, if you're coming from dysfunction, probably narcissistic family sets and things like that, those individuals don't give you the opportunity to develop properly, which where you individualize yourself. They don't give you that because they didn't get it themselves. And it's a generational thing. So you might not be able to really make great decisions early on. But if you're blessed enough to live long enough, you correct that. And once you do get to know how you move, what's best for you, and you're focusing on you and not everybody else other than you, because that's what a lot of traumatic people, PTSD, CPTSD, that's what a lot of individuals do. They put all of the focus on everyone else but themselves. It's like a huge distraction that they created. And you don't want these trauma responses, family. You want to be able to be healthy so you can nurture a healthy mindset. Then that's going to cultivate healthy relationships. You can understand the self where you don't need anything. Everything is a blessing and you can attract things. When you're in need, you're never going to have. When you don't need, you'll have everything. Understand that, family. Think about it. Everyone, how they say, you always find a job when you have a job. Okay? A lot of people find another person when they have a person. They find money when they have money. These are facts. So what you got to understand is when you're in need and when you're in a wounded position, you're always going to create what you already have. That's why you get what you have. So with that being said, understand knowledge of self will teach you that you don't need to be in a position of lack because you know yourself and you understand yourself. You know your habits. You know what your triggers are. You know where you excel at. You know the type of people you like to be around. You know the type of principles and values you need to stay true to. And it's going to be harder to trip you up. So knowledge of self will be able to get you in the present and keep that past away. Because you'll know, hey, this past didn't work, so why I'm going to keep working it. Understand. And last but not least, family, God honors the present. God woke you up for a reason today. He woke you up for a reason. Look, a lot of people didn't wake up. You did. God's honoring you by waking you up. He's honoring you by waking you up, and understand that you honor God by doing something with it, fulfilling your purpose. That's how you honor the Lord. And you appreciate your presence. You appreciate your existence with gratitude, and you walk with strength, and you walk with might. And I don't care who tells you anything less. It's a lot of dysfunctional people that are sick, wounded, whatever. Don't give them any excuses, family. Understand that they cannot define you, your worth, your value, and what you do. Anybody who's hating on you, ask yourself this. They can't hate unless it's in them already. All they're doing is reflecting what's inside of them. So you make sure you don't have that hate for yourself inside of you, and you do your best. Why? Because you're here, and honor the Lord by doing your best. Being here and appreciating the opportunity you have being present. All right, family. It's going to end it for me today. Remember, don't let your past dictate your future. It's in the past, done. Okay, can't dig it out of the trash can, bring it back up. And then if you did, how's that look? Would you take a bite out of a chicken wing and throw it in the trash? People then throw stuff all over it all day long. You're going to dig that chicken wing back up out the trash can and take another bite? Even if it was still hot, even if it still had hot sauce on it, it's going to be nasty. Understand, it's not going to taste the way it did. And it wasn't that great probably at first. It wasn't good for you in the first place. So remember that, family. Love what you do and do what you love. Peace.